Hey guys, how's it going? How's it going? It's been a while since I made a video. I figured I could finally come on here and just kind of say a few things about what's been going on lately. Hope you guys, as I always say, hope you guys have been doing extremely well and all your hopes and dreams are coming true this year. I hope. So we are in August now of 2025. Just to you know, we're pretty much more than halfway to the end of the year. At least for me, this year has been kind of crazy. It's been a lot of ups and downs, definitely for sure. All I can say is just like to keep pushing through. Because again, that's all we can do in this world. Just wake up and try to keep going. Despite what everything's happening around you. But anyway, I just wanted to just kind of go over a little quick thing that I kind of had the privilege of going recently. So I went on a trip to where I went to 7 countries. It was like 3 weeks. I went to South America, then I went to Europe, went down to Africa, and then back up to Europe again. So it was a pretty interesting trip, and I really enjoyed it thoroughly, very much. So as I kind of do generally, I always buy the flags. Oops, sorry, got stuck. Of the countries that I go. So I have the rest of the flags in my cabinet. So these are the ones I bought for the trip. And I figured I could just go through each flag and kind of just quickly say, like what we did in that country on that trip. So to start, let's begin. To start off, we'll start with Peru. So Peru was honestly out of all the countries that we went on this trip, Peru I would say had the best gastronomy or like the best food. Man, that ceviche! If you haven't tried Peruvian ceviche, it'll change your life. That's all I'm gonna say. It was amazing, amazing. And then the lomo saltado, as delicious as always. I finally had to see a wonder of the world in Machu Picchu. We went to Rainbow Mountain, and then we visited Lima for the day. We got to see the Museo del Arco, which is I guess something that everybody does in Peru when you visit Lima. We went to I can't think of the name now, but we went to like this nice area of Lima. Damn it, I'm sorry, I can't think of the name right now. But basically, if you type in like nice area of Peru or like the I don't know, the Beverly Hills of Peru, that name will come up. But I just can't think of it right now. But anyway, Lima was beautiful. Cusco was nice. Like I say, Machu Picchu, Rainbow Mountain, they were all amazing. So and then like I said, the food was incredible. So I would definitely recommend a trip to Peru, even if it's just to see the Machu Picchu. That makes it all worth it. It made it really worth it. So, but just a tip: buy the tickets in advance for Machu Picchu because there's no guarantee that they'll have tickets available when you get there, because some people make the mistake of going to Peru without getting Machu Picchu and thinking they'll buy it the day of. The tickets sell out, so just keep that in mind. So I would buy them always in advance. So that was Peru. Maybe I'll make another video one day in the future. I'll say more about details of it, but I just want to kind of make like a quick little run through. Because again, I'm leaving out a lot of details when I talk about the trip. But maybe someday I'll make another video where I go into full detail. And not just with these countries, but all the countries I've visited in the past. So, but anyway, next we went to Brazil. Jogo bonito, obrigado, all that good stuff. Brazil, we were basically in Rio, so we got to see Copacabana Beach, Ipanema Beach. I got to go to the Maracanã, the famous, iconic, historic Maracanã, to watch a game between Flamengo. I think it was Flamengo contra Vasco da Gama, or Flamengo versus Santos. It was Flamengo versus Santos. Sorry, and it was an awesome game. I enjoyed it very, very much, and just to be there at the same stand where they had the World Cup final in 2014, and then the Maracanã of 1950. Oops, sorry, the computer just went off. It was amazing, and again, also in Brazil, you can't go there without eating at least an acai bowl, and the churrasqueria, of course. It was all good. So I would definitely also recommend Brazil. Just at least in Rio. I didn't get to go to like Iguazu Falls, which is something that I guess you do when you go to Brazil. It was like a 3-4 hour flight. So maybe someday when we go to Brazil, go to Iguazu Falls. And also I didn't get to see like Sao Paulo or Brasilia. But again, if you're there, just like if I were to pick, I guess if you go to Brazil, you can only pick one city to go to. They will tell you just go to Rio. And that's also where we saw another one of the world in Cristo the Christ the Redeemer. We did a helicopter tour, and man, that was also something pretty cool. It was amazing, amazing to do that. So I'm truly grateful I got to experience all that. So always amazing. So that was Brazil. Then from Brazil, we went to Europe and we stopped in Spain. Funny enough, my DNA when I did a DNA test like maybe like a couple of years ago. I think it was either a year after COVID or a year before COVID, but I did my DNA test and it turns out that most of my DNA genetics come from Spain and Portugal. So I'm pretty much a Spaniard, I guess, or a conquistador, as they would say. So kind of a funny detail there. So yeah, and so in Spain we basically just went to Madrid. So I got to see the Santiago Bernabeu where Real Madrid plays. Amazing stadium from the inside. When we went, they were renovating the stadium, so it wasn't like fully complete yet. But you guys still have to see the inside. You got to at least sit down and look at it. So if I ever go back to Madrid again, I would love to see a game at the Santiago Bernabeu once it's complete. I feel like it'd be amazing. And yeah, we walked through Madrid. We saw el Puerto de Alcalá, and that again my last name is Alcalá, so that was really cool to see. They have like a whole park dedicated to that. So, and then like everything's so beautiful. The architecture, even like the people there are dressed like very, very like, well, I don't want to say formal, but they just know how to dress, if that makes sense. So it was very nice. It was cool, really cool to see. It was a very nice vibe, and I would definitely go back to Madrid. But for Spain, I would love to go to Barcelona to see La Sagrada Familia. So that's also my list. Then after Spain, we went to Portugal, the land of Cristiano Ronaldo. But so in Portugal, we got to explore Lisbon. They probably have some of the best seafood you can ever have in Portugal, especially by the sea. So we went to Lisbon. We saw like all the cool sites there. I mean, everything's all seems like it's like very antique. Even like the trolleys that you can take. It reminded me of San Francisco a little bit. Back in the old days. And then after that, we went to like the beaches in Faro and Lagos. Those were also pretty cool to see. And yeah. Honestly, Portugal was very, very beautiful. And they also have like the nudist beaches there, which is if you're into that, knock yourself out. Portugal definitely has those as well. But yeah, Portugal was a very chill country. So if you're into seafood and relaxing and beaches and all that, Portugal is the country for you. Then after that, we flew from Portugal to Morocco, where they speak French and Arabic. And if you go to Casablanca, they also speak a little bit of Spanish, believe it or not. Fun fact for you. Because Morocco was temporarily conquered by the French and the Spanish at certain points in history. It looks like my battery's about to die. Dang, I'll have to make a part 2 eventually. But anyway, I'll probably just cut off here then, and I'll talk about Morocco in the next video. So I'll see you guys then. Bye-bye.